Hey guys, we are officially 7 days post-op, and I've meant to post more videos, but haven't been able to because YouTube won't upload them from my phone, so I'm gonna have to go through the process of uploading them from my computer. It's a thing. Anyway, we decided to go for a little walk. We came to the park, which I think I've been like 1 or 2 times when Lillian was like really little and fresh out of the hospital. So today we're just kind of gonna do a lap around the park. You can kind of see it over there. We're gonna do a lap. We walked from our house to the park, and then we are going to do a lap and walk back. And just, she's getting a little restless, so I just thought we will take a quick walk because it is freaking hot outside. And well, I guess it's not that hot, it's like in the 80s, but it's muggy, so I didn't want to stay out too long. Luckily we live really close to a park, so yeah, we're able to do this. I'm so thankful. Because it really has broken up our day some. And so when we come back, we're gonna do some lunch, and then it'll be nap time, and then I will talk to you guys a little bit more about what our life at home is post-surgery. Lillian, are you going for a walk? Are you walking? For some reason this is upside down and I'm gonna have to switch it. What do you think? What do you think, Toots? Hey guys, I will have you know that this is now the 4th time that I am trying to record this video because a wasp flew at me. I don't know why that always happens to me. And then I just realized that the background was, just everything was bad. So 4th time's a charm. Finished with our walk, and we had a little bit of lunch, and now Lillian is taking a nap. And so I came outside because she's a little bit of a light sleeper now that she's out of the hospital. It's really weird. She was like the heaviest sleeper of all time, and now she just like, she wakes up if the TV is too loud, or if one of us, because the bathroom is like kind of close, this is too much information, but the bathroom is kind of close to her room, and so she wakes up if the someone flushes the toilet, so we can't flush the toilet at night. It's kind of gross. So that's why I'm outside. It's because, oh, and don't mind my husband's compost. That beer, the beer box has compost in it, and then the bowl has compost in it, and that has compost in it. We are not gross people, I swear to you. My husband has had very little time to do the garden, and so he's trying to create a compost, and then we'll have a fall garden, which I explained in another video. But anyway, nevertheless, our house is a mess outside, but the inside is clean. So I wanted to jump on here and just kind of talk a little bit about what it's like being home with a very busy toddler after heart surgery. Basically, our life is just really different now, because with sternal precautions, you can't lift them up under the shoulders like you would normally carry a kid, or pick them up when they're doing something that's damaging to them, or, you know, if even just real quick, just picking them up, you can't do that. And so you have to scoop them from under their bottoms with a hand under the back. And for Lillian, who's Little Miss Independent, that it has been, it's not been difficult. It's just been a change, and I've caught myself probably a handful of times almost picking her up that way or catching her that way when she tries to dive off my lap. What sucks is that before we went into the hospital, she was getting pretty close to walking, and so that's been a little bit of a transition because she's so used to just doing whatever she wants, and I know that that's going to push her back just a little bit. So basically what we've been doing is holding her as much as possible, which is, that sounds really, I know that sounds really scary to like busy moms, like to hold your toddler all day long. The first couple of days we've had visitors, and so it's been okay because she has not really wanted to get on the floor too much because there's just people there, and she's a visiting kid. Like, she loves to visit. And so that has been really, really awesome. The other thing that I had an idea this morning that I would get out her old bouncy seat, the seat, not the jumperoo, and I just strapped her in, and she stayed in that sucker for like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and then she kind of started to get a little bit restless, and so that's when we decided to go for a walk, because she was, I mean, she almost like, she figured out she could sit up, and then she was like trying to crawl out of the thing, and that was a little bit scary. But you know, obviously I won't keep her in that. When that starts to happen, I'll move her to something else. But we went for a walk. We were gone for about 30 minutes, and one of the lessons that I learned, it is about like 85 or so in Oklahoma today. Luckily, in June, that's pretty rare. And there's a nice little breeze, so it really wasn't too terribly hot. But as you can see, it's very, very sunny outside, and so for me, it was hot. For me, I was sweating. I mean, I was like 5 minutes in and like drenched, but Lillian was not. I kept the shade pulled over, and we walked to the park that's near our house, and did a couple of laps around the park, and she watched all the kids in their splash pad and playing in the splash pad, and so it was a lot of fun for her, and the whole time it was just so funny. She was just like, wow, wow. A couple of things that I've noticed that I really wasn't anticipating when we came home and after surgery was just her energy level. I mean, granted, like her being in pain does kind of make her a little bit more tired than she probably would normally be if she didn't have any pain, but she is less cranky. Not that she was ever, she's a good baby, so she's a good kid. She's not really too terribly fussy all the time, or at all, ever really. She is more playful. She's actually laughing a lot more, which I never thought would be something that the heart would affect, but she is. Like, she was always a happy baby and smiley, but in terms of, like, you know, those big laughs that kids and toddlers do, like full belly laugh and chuckling, she's never done that, ever. She does laugh, but it's always like kind of and that's like pretty much it. Since the surgery, I mean, she is ticklish, and she like if I tickle her bath, I mean, she's just like roaring in laughter. I eat her little toes, and she's just like cracking up, and she never did that before. Another thing that I've noticed, Lillian's quite the talker. I don't know if you can tell in the videos or not, but she says a lot of words. Even for a 1-year-old, she says a lot of words. But since her heart surgery, she's actually been saying like phrases, and I don't know if that's related. I've heard that it can be. Kids will kind of start talking a little bit more, just because they're feeling better, you know? And so that's just wild to me, like, that the heart can really affect that. But before surgery, like maybe a couple weeks before, 2-3 weeks before, I did start to notice that she was getting a lot more tired than before. She would take 2 2-hour naps every day, and then sleep for about 12 hours. So she was sleeping a little bit more than most kids her age. Slept through the night, all of those things. That has still stayed the same. She sleeps through the night. So far she wakes up almost every morning at about 3, takes her medicine, and goes right back to sleep. So that's a good and positive thing. And now, even though I thought that she was so smart and so progressed, now she's really going to thrive. And like I said before, this is not a sad thing. I think there was a brief moment before surgery that I was a little bit disappointed that this is what was happening to us and to Lillian. But now, I had a moment right before surgery, like the day or two before, where I was like, no, this is like such a good thing, and like so amazing that doctors have so much wisdom, and they're able to do the things that they can do for our babies. And so I'm confident that she's gonna thrive after this. The real challenge is keeping her stationary for 4 to 6 weeks. She has her post-op appointment on the 3rd, and so we'll see how well she's doing there. Also, another challenge is just keeping her away from her incision. It's just terrible, and some of the dressing has kind of gradually come off. Kind of keeping an eye on it. She did scratch it a little bit today, and it was bleeding just a little bit, like she would if she scratched her face with her fingernail or something like that. Just very minimal bleeding. So I'm not terribly concerned about it, but I am going to keep an eye on it because I don't want an infection to occur. But yeah, it's been good so far. Saturday when we came home, I was very I felt like this was just like a super daunting and difficult task. But now that we've been home for a little bit and we're back into our routine as much as possible, it's really not as scary as I thought it was going to be. She's a pretty easy kid. She loves little Einsteins, and so I'm able to kind of distract her a little bit with those kinds of things. I am open to suggestions on how to keep a toddler still. Just saying, because but yeah, open to suggestions. If you stumble across this video and you have suggestions on how to keep a toddler still, please let me know. Fill me in, because I want other things. I want to do other things than be hot, which tomorrow we're gonna go for our walk in the morning, because that's what's going on. We are working with the baby seat. We're working with her high chair to kind of keep her sitting up and able to do things, and she likes it because she can bang on it. And then keeping her in bed. So other than holding her, those are the three things that we're doing to keep her busy. I was talking to my husband about it last night, and I was just like, it's amazing to me how little there is for this age group. There's tons of information and videos and blogs and all these different things for little babies or much older kids, but there's not a ton for this age group. You know, toddlers, kids who are learning to walk and who are already crawling and very independent. At least from my standpoint, I wasn't able to find any, and so that's why I want to post these videos, just in hopes that somebody will find it who's also a mom of a busy 1-year-old and can go, okay, I'll bust out the old infant gear, because you do. I mean, you do the things that keep your kids safe from hurting themselves, like the swing, or you know, anything like that. It was really funny because when I put her in her bouncy seat, her feet hang off like 4 inches, and so that was just kind of funny, and she was like having the time of her life, just like rocking herself for like an hour. Anyway, so I hope this is helpful. I hope that this gives you a little insight for friends and family into what our life is like. We unfortunately are not going to be able to be around so much for a couple of weeks, just because I don't want to run the risk of somebody picking Lillian up wrong or her getting some type of cold or infection. So please be patient with us. We love you, and we're not shunning anybody. If you want to come and visit us, we are super open to that and love visitors, and that makes all of our lives a little bit easier because then Lillian is distracted. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. That's it for today, and probably for maybe a couple days. I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want, and if you are following our journey, and we will see you guys later. Bye!